So, man, the webcam on this computer sucks, though. Will you go upstairs and get the plug so we can plug this in? It'll work better if it's plugged in. Bourbon. Let's try this again. Well, look at all you people. I learned a valuable lesson tonight, and that lesson is do not try to live stream from a work computer that the settings are not set up for. Over there, baby. Put it in there. Give me that. So, sorry about that, guys, but looks like we're back. We're up and running. The white plug. Having a good time? Yeah, Dan did teach me everything I know, which is obviously nothing. Although he was great for IT support as I was trying to figure out how to do this. Yes, boss. I'm sorry. Apparently, Carrie started a channel. Hope you guys all enjoy that, because just get told what to do on my own channel on first time out. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It's kind of the idea that I'm going to have, and I'll get a better webcam because this computer sucks. So sorry about that. But travel for work, go into different stores or go to different areas and try to get some bourbon. Make relationships with store owners. Make relationships with bar owners. My job takes me all over the place. So the idea for the channel is that I'll do the same thing. As I'm working in my downtime, I'll be out finding some bourbon and showing ways to have you get bourbon. So thanks, man. I'm glad you loved the video. Wanted to have a little celebratory pour with everybody. My bottled and bond Master's Keep that my buddy Matt helped me get, which is awesome. Yeah, absolutely. America. Mick Foles, that's the idea. Kind of a bourbon vlog, so that be out in the market and find different stuff. So if you guys have, from a community standpoint, if you have places that I should go or people I should see when I'm in the area, love to hear from you guys. And the support already is out of this world. I can't believe how many people decided to stream to this guy for whatever reason. Don't get it, but I appreciate it. And also, this Friday, my good friend ADHD Whiskey is gonna do a live stream, and him and I are gonna be on that stream together. So you guys will get a little bit more filled for me on Friday on Matt's channel. We're gonna do a pretty cool idea, but it's Matt's idea, so I'll let him share it with you all when he posts the video. But very, very cool. I appreciate that. Brazers is here for the Carrie views.
Thanks.
It's definitely not the Klein views, that's for sure.
This is my work look.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Carrie and I share an office now with the my Lord, that is good. Carrie and I share an office now with COVID, so my whiskey room here in the basement is also Carrie's studio. So we have her kiln and her studio, over there. So she makes pottery while I put this stuff together. So you guys all need to give a big shout out to my man, Mr. Shook, because he was integral in editing that video. He was showing me how to edit, the ins and outs of editing and what we can do. And he did a great job of, helping me and basically showing me how to do that editing. Uncle Buck wants to know what you're drinking.
Smirnoff. Seltzer, I think. I just bought it because the box is so pretty. And then I put little fruities in it. So there's dessert afterwards.
It's all about the pretty and the fruity.
I'm both.
Yeah, exactly. Eric, people say relationship with store owners, but is that even a thing? It absolutely is a thing. So when I travel south, the store managers, right, the people that run the oh my gosh, what's the name of the stores? I can't believe I'm drawing a blank. Not Total Wine. What's somebody in chat tell me what the state-run stores are down south. But they have a card where when you go into the stores, they give you no, not Specs. Specs is awesome. I love Specs. Specs is I don't know if that's a state-run store, but they are very, very good.
Is that the one that we went to in Canton?
ABC. There we go. Yep, ABC. So all the ABC stores in the South have like a membership card, and if you get a membership card, then they help give you allocated whiskey. However, when we were in Florida, we went into an ABC down there, and the second time I was in the store talking to the manager, behind the counter, she's like, "Oh, by the way, I've got some of this Blanton's back here if you're interested in that." So, I mean, it's just even the state-run stores have opportunities if you can create some form of a relationship that they will be able to give you some allocated stuff.
And you literally make friends with everyone, no matter where we go.
I try to.
But you do.
A stranger is just a friend I haven't met yet.
Homework card.
I thought you were going to call me a homo.
Well,
I'm like, geez, that's really nice, Carrie.
They're our friends.
That's true. You know what's the dumbest thing I've ever heard, Dan? That comment. But seriously, if you're out and about, that's the perfect. Whether it's a state-run store or not. Let me know when you slide by. I'll give you some spots. Absolutely. See, and that's exactly what I'm talking about, Nick, and anybody else that. What I'll start doing is posting when I travel and where I'm going to be. I've met up with Daniel Kerber. I've met up with Daniel Autry. I've met up with, a couple other people. Sorry, I'm drawing a blank, man. My brain is it's on fire tonight with all of this going on, and when I'm bouncing around 100 different places, but. It's when I do travel to different areas, I'm definitely gonna reach out, and you guys will get to be part of the vlog with me. That's my intent, is that we can have some meetups, and that'll be part of the vlog. We can, yeah, Daniel Autry, you are hard to forget. That's a great picture of you, by the way. But have everybody be a part of the travel. So I'm super excited about that. Hey, Scotty, welcome to the party. This, if you guys have the opportunity, this Wild Turkey bottled and bond is wild stuff. It's freaking love you too, Trev. It's like dusty. God, it's got like a dustiness to it. I don't know how to describe it, but it's got I actually had a little bit of Dan's earlier, and I told him it tasted like, was it the cherries, the Luxardo cherries that have kind of not sweet. And he said, "Does it have a medicinal?" I go, "Yeah, a little medicinal." And I go, "Oh my God, wait! You and Matt both said that it has a Luden's cough drop medicinal cherry, and it's absolutely right. That's what it is."
When I was a kid, I got nothing medicinal out of that. It was like cherry candies.
You got nothing medicinal out of Wild Turkey?
No, out of those little Ludens.
Yeah, there's some medicinal to them.
Nah, no, it's just like candy. At least I ate them like that.
So yeah, if you guys get an opportunity to get your hands on some of that Wild Turkey, you've got to do that. That is a special bottle. It does taste a little bit like Buffalo Trace medicinal cherries. So yeah, Ludens are the best. See, Dan's with you. He just wants to. He just wants to eat them too.
Seriously, I just faked being sick all the time.
So you didn't have to go to school, or
No, so I could have Ludens.
you faked being sick for a cough drop? That seems a little excessive.
Hey, when you want candy, and you can't say that you want candy, you come up with the next best thing.
I suppose that's true. I never even got when I was a kid. I didn't get chocolate. My mom convinced me that I was allergic to chocolate. What a brilliant woman she was.
And then he met me, and
Yeah.
he likes chocolate.
She's
and
like,
he's not allergic.
she's like, she made what is that chocolate that she made cookies with? Carob.
Yeah, I almost like caribou.
She made
Actually like carob chocolate.
not in cookies. Not good.
Chocolate is chocolate. When you don't have chocolate, you can just make anything taste good.
Yeah, I
Seriously.
learned that chocolate was no good.
But his mom also had him convinced that he was allergic to a lot of stuff, including wet dogs, cats.
I am allergic to wet dogs.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
He bathed Lily and Nero with me several times. Not one anaphylactic shock or
I'm
anything.
not saying I'm gonna die from. All right, you know what? You need to let's get back on task here. Everybody's not concerned about my allergies and what's going on.
I'm sure they are.
Sure not. Oh, Slade wants to see an example of your pottery. You wanna go grab some and show him? Wow, she really pushes her product. She really wants you guys to see it. You want to go?
No, that just
Sure.
requires me to go upstairs.
I don't
He
know.
only had me running up a dozen times before he finally could figure this out. So, just saying. But okay.
Jerry Black, absolutely right. Yeah. Not every town or not every area. I think Jason Clory said it in the whatever we were just watching the premiere. Not every town has a store owner or a store that's as cool as Sean Opperman. But the fact of the matter is there's a lot of them out there. And if you can create that relationship, you're going to be able to get some of that allocated bourbon though. And I mean, people even set it aside for you. I've got relationships with 2 stores here in town. She's coming back, Razor, settle down. I got relationships with stores here in town, and they'll shoot me a text and go, "Hey, I've got this one. Do you want it?" Just got a text not too long ago asking me if I wanted Elijah Craig 18, which I don't care for, so I turned it down. But it's great when you have those relationships and people let you, reach out to you to get that allocated stuff. So it's super cool. And Ops is absolutely the best. Spragu, my dude. I'm glad you made it, man. Absolutely. Yeah. The 18 is just over oaky for me. It's almost too much. So it's almost kind of soury or stale. The only way to drink it, Daniel, you're absolutely right. And happy birthday, by the way, is to pour EC18 all over your face. Oh, look at that. You asked. I don't remember who asked to see Carrie's pottery, but she didn't. She ain't fucking around. You had some pottery coming down.
I only brought a few.
Only a few.
But not my best because I have to search for it.
Okay. What do you want to show people?
Sure. Which one should I do first?
I don't know. Show people.
I'll do this. Here, you can show this one.
Oh, I can?
Yeah.
It's fancy. It's gonna float in. So she makes this is an example of a flower pot that she makes.
Wait.
So she does all sorts of different pottery. You're gonna break it by trying to be fancy with it.
I will.
Just put it up there.
Here's a bigger one. Just nothing. Just cute whimsical things. And then this one. And then a cute little coffee cup. And then one with gold for cappuccino. Well, that's for you.
That's what she does. So she's super talented. She does a lot of cool stuff, and all of our plates and dishes and bowls and cups and spoons and whatnot, they're all handmade stuff, which is really cool. So she does a great job. And
Thank you. Thank you to Beacon.
DJ Beacon.
It's going too fast. You're a faster reader than me.
Thank you, DJ Beacon. She actually made some bourbon glasses. But she was making like what she thought were shot glasses.
Should I go get one?
Oh, sure. It cracked me up. She's like, "Hey, I made a shot glass." I'm like, "That's like a 5-ounce shot glass." I'm like, "I don't know where you've been shooting lately, but hey, let's do that." So yeah, she makes some really cool stuff. She does have she had an Etsy store. She closed it down, Jeff. She started a website. So I'll put her website in here, and you guys can check it out because she did everything over there. Because Etsy takes a lot of money from people, so it makes it hard for small time people to really make it unless you're mass producing a lot of stuff. And she's a 1-person show. It's hard to do all that.
I'll do it.
Etsy?
Oh no, I don't do Etsy because their fees are too expensive, and I'm not paying that.
Hey, why don't you just stop getting so feisty? That's what I was telling people. She's sassy. Sassy pants.
But that's my shot glass that I turned into a little
potter.
But they also
Succulents.
I do propagate all my plants and stuff. But you can also use these as cappuccino cups and toothpick holders. Propagation. Dip your paintbrushes in them. But this was where I was going. And then I make cute little trays, but we put my little cactuses in them instead. But what better way to serve your bourbon than with a platter?
Thanks, Matt, for putting the HTTPS in there. I forgot that. Yeah, click Matt's link to go to Carrie's website. What was I seeing up here? Oh, Dan's absolutely right. There's a BJ Carrie collab coming soon, and that's all we're going to say about that.
I was working right up till we started.
All we're going to say about that.
No, I was just saying.
That's it.
I'm busting.
That's all we're going to say.
I'm busting hump.
That's all we're going to say.
Hump.
See? She listens.
No.
Alec, thanks for coming, man. I'm glad you made it. Bourbon and pottery. Yeah, tell me about it. You never thought you were in for that tonight, did you?
We should get you liquored up and have you make your own.
That sounds horrible. I don't know.
Like in Ghost.
Who's gonna be my ghost from behind? Are we gonna have Dan come over and do the ghost with you?
That would be awesome. Yes. Where you both are only wearing your aprons. Yeah.
You know, Dan, you're absolutely right. She has literally no interest. In fact, she's like, "I want to get on the stream with you tonight." I didn't ask her. She said, I want to get on with you. And now I know why. She wanted to take over the stream and talk about pottery. It's just...
You asked me to come on.
I don't think so. That doesn't sound right. Look at that. Klein is killing it. Matt.
It's such a dad joke. Yeah.
Matt with dad jokes.
And I would imagine that Matt is full of dad jokes.
Matt is full of something. Matt is absolutely right.
Yeah, he's been here, made a couple little something or others. So he is definitely full of something.
So Dan, he can't. Jason says Dan has to sing Unchained Melody live while you're both doing pottery, which is actually funny. I believe Unchained Melody is the video that got banned when Dan played that in one of his videos. It was something like that. I could be wrong, but he has some. I think he's got some history with that song. Nothing wrong with pot or rye. See, it all works. It all fits.
Full circle.
YouTube does hate happiness. So does Carrie sometimes.
Yeah. Happy people kind of make me sick.
I don't know. See, I'm happy. You guys are absolutely amazing. I don't know. I honestly, I'm gonna say this because it's from the bottom of my heart and I totally mean it. But I almost got choked up today when Dan put that video up there or the picture up there and told everybody to go check it out. And the response, out of this world, and the response that's here right now is insane. There's 80 people in here watching a guy that couldn't even get a stream started, screwed it up 3 times, came back, and you guys are here to support this. I can't say enough how awesome you guys all are and what you all mean to me. It's absolutely amazing.
Should I go get a Kleenex for you?
See, she hates happiness. If I did start crying, she'd probably just leave the stream. She'd be like, "All right, we're out."
No, I would laugh.
I can't deal with this.
I would just laugh at you. Yeah.
Such a dark soul.
Like, I'm that person that it doesn't matter if it's a kid or an old lady. If they get hurt, I laugh, but it's more out of like nervousness or something. But I am one of those laughers. But I feel bad.
You are savage. And where do you draw the line at kids and old ladies? What size of kid? And if it was an old man, it'd be all right?
No, I still laugh. I do. But like when you get hurt, I try so you get mad at me because I'm laughing, but I'm really not. It's just nervous. I'm a nervous laugh.
So are you nervous right now? No. Well, then what are you laughing about?
That's not funny.
Oh. Did a great job on the video. I love when people show personality like you left in, and yeah, with Sean. I'll tell you what, Sean Opperman, like I said at the beginning, he is honestly one of my all-time favorite people. And he is so stoic. I mean, he's a young guy, like a really young dude. And he is such an old soul and so stoic that to have him laughing and telling me to fuck off was great. I absolutely loved it. It was awesome. So that had to be left in. And all the editing again, Dan and I were going through that and trying to figure it out, and he was really helping with getting me on the right track and so things like that were again his idea to say you need to leave some of your personality in there. What kind of whiskey channel do you want to have? Do you want it to be a fun channel, or do you want it to be super informative? And I'm like, dude, am I super informative? Is there anything about me that's super informative? It should all be fun. So it was, I'm glad you recognize that, Jason, because that was the intent. So it was really super cool. This is iWhiskey. She climbs. She does climb.
Too much.
Portuguese redneck. Hey, y'all, first time here, just found the channel, instant subscriber. Thanks for the inspiration. God bless. Hey, I'm with you, Portuguese redneck's my first time here too, so I'm glad you're enjoying it. Welcome to the channel, bro. Kevin Link loved the video. Not enough live blog type videos. I agree, and that's the intent. So hopefully we'll do some lives, and that's the other thing. So earlier when I was talking about travel, I'll be doing some videos like today's where they're edited and all that set up based off of travel. But then if I can get people around, we'll be doing some live events too. So travel to different areas and get a couple of you guys out there, and we will definitely have some live videos.
How often are you going live?
That's a great question. I think, Dan, you're a jerk for asking it because I don't know, but
I'm all team Dan. Way to go, Dan. Bust his balls. Dan is my spirit animal.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Dan is some kind of an animal. That's very true.
Crouching tiger,
yeah.
Dragon.
Hard-hitting question. Nothing but the facts here. Now, I mean, it's actually I'll go. I'm gonna plan once I start traveling. I want to be able to do at least one video and one live, or one or the other, every time I'm on the road. So, Will Henderson, you better believe it. I'll make it down to Georgia. Actually, Peachtree City is one of the places that I'm going when I'm able to start traveling, is kind of picking up where I left off. That's where I was going to go. So my first Whiskey War opponent, that's a great question. Matt and I are doing a forum of a Whiskey War on Friday on his channel, but I'm gonna have to get some guys on my channel and do some stuff like that as well. So I don't know what Bourbon Junkie's idea that Chris Sprague likes, but I'm sure I don't like it. If a store has allocated whiskey at secondary prices, how often do you approach it? Almost every time. I was in Boca Raton, Florida, and I went into the store and they had a Michter's 10 on the shelf for $2.99, I think is what they had it at.
Is that one that we drove a while to?
No, that was the one that was closer to the resort.
Oh.
So I went in, I bought her a bottle of rum. I bought a couple other small different bottles. And the next day I went back in and I said, I saw you had that Michter's in there for $2.99. How long you had that? He's like, oh, I've had it a while, that's for sure. I'm like, maybe, how often do you sell get that allocated stuff? And he's like, not very often. That's why I try to get the money that I can from. I'm like, oh, absolutely. Yeah, I totally get that. I said, you probably had to buy a whole lot of crap to get this one. He's like, yeah, So I didn't ask him, figured that we'd let it go at that. 2 days later, I went back in, I bought another bottle to take home. He actually had some, I don't remember what he had now. I want to say it might have been a Weller, like a special reserve or something like that. So I grabbed one of those and I said, hey, you know what? If at all you're interested, I said, I'd be willing to give you $150 for that Michter's 10. And he goes, oh man, I can't really do that. And we chit-chatted a little while longer. And then he went and showed me another allocated bottle that he had. He had I think it was a Colonel Taylor single barrel that he had. And he goes, I'd be willing to give this to you for $80. I'm like, okay, I'll take that. He goes, well, I guess if you're taking that for $80, then I'll give you that Michter's 10 for $152. I was like, shit, all right, perfect. So I know that for $150, that was a little over MSRP for Michter's 10, but it was a lot better than $300, and he came way down just because I was chit-chatting with him. So okay. So Carrie, talk for a minute. Sorry, my dad is calling me and he says it's important. So that never happens.
Safe.
Sorry, I'll be right back.
Why are you leaving me? So, Dan, help me out a little bit. Ask some questions. Hey, Hot Buttery Rolls, how are you? What's your name though? Because Hot Buttery Rolls, or how did you acquire that name? Hey, Gary, show us you more pottery. I would love to show more pottery, but I'd have to run upstairs and unpack it. I have a couple art shows that I'm finally able to do, so I'm slowly starting to packing it all up. But I can set aside a show for the next time for you guys. Do I drink bourbon? No. Michael has me smell the bourbon every once in a while, and I do stick my tongue in and try a little bit, but I usually do that gag reflex look. Yes, Klein does shave that head every single day, definitely. He doesn't like any line, I don't know what you call it. Is it like a fade or something? So Nick, you used to do pottery in high school. That's how I started too. I've been thinking about cigar ashtrays, actually. That would be something fun. Hey, Chris, thanks. I feel better calling you Chris than Hot Buttery Rolls because you make me drool every time I say your name.
Ooh.
Ooh.
She likes the HBR. I like it.
They've actually been helping me out a little bit.
We'll see.
Yeah, I'm like, help.
We went from 82 to 90 just by having you. I should leave again.
No, I mean, it's been real, but it was coming so fast.
We hit a new record without Klein. Shut up, Dan.
I showed a little cleavage. Too.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that'll do it. I'm going to move this microphone down a little bit.
We really do need to move it. It looks a little suggestive.
It does.
It does.
I like that microphone. So what were you talking about?
He was making bongs. Are you referring to the one that was taking the pottery in high school? That probably is true. What was that, the 80s, 90s?
Yeah, Chris, everything's okay with my dad. Actually, it's one of my family members expired today, so my dad wanted me to know. So unfortunately, that's what happens. But that's generally when your dad like calls twice and then sends a text message saying call me now, it's never really a good thing. So anyway, I'll have a toast to my cousin. So yeah, crazy. But anyway, not very often I'm at a loss for words, so
He's usually full of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So. Look at Patrick is excited that you have a show now.
Patrick Fulmy, yeah, thanks, buddy. I'm excited too, man. It's cool. Yeah.
Carrie is like, what?
I would. So a video that I really want to do in the future. I've kind of mentioned it a couple of times, but I really want everybody that I can in a certain area to get together. I would love to from a meetup or something like that, from one of the junkies or Mash and Drum or something like that. Kind of do a live destination bourbon also. Off to the side with a bunch of guys that are part of the group, part of Team Klein. There's been a lot of you out there that I can't tell you. It's funny. The support is just amazing. Like from live streaming with Dan on a whim, right? Like what do you feel like doing tonight? Hey, Sean's out of town. You want to come do a live and let's do a whiskey war, and that turned into Whiskey Wars with Dan again, and then a Whiskey War with Jason, and Whiskey Wars with Matt, and getting on other people's channels for different things. It's just been such a crazy, amazing reception that this is turning into allowing me to do something that I really want to do and really love to do, and be able to share that with all of you. So I'm really super geeked. What are my bottle flip capabilities? They're huge. See that? She freaks out like Sean does.
I'll just let you guys keep thinking that he is the almighty.
I don't think anybody thinks that. I'm pretty sure nobody thinks that. Yeah, this group is the absolute shit. So yeah, Tim, actually bottle pop tonight was a Wild Turkey bottle in Bond 17 year. That was my celebratory pour today. And I'm excited. Patreon in the future. You guys are nuts, man. Yeah, sure. Yeah, whatever. I mean, I have a lot of ideas of things I want to do, and I'm excited to share that with you guys.
What's a bottle you don't own and want in your collection?
A bottle I don't own but want in my collection. I don't own a Michter's 25. I really want one of those. I do not have a SAS 18. I would really like one of those. What else do I not have that I really would like to have? An Elmer 100 or an Elmer Death Bottle,
And
like either one of those.
what's your current favorite? From Jeff Huck. He doesn't have an answer. I can tell you that right now.
My current favorite is one that I'm drinking right now. So whatever I'm drinking today is actually going to be one of my favorites. It's kind of funny. Yeah, like bottle flip on the channel. Fuck yeah. I've been grooving a lot on Eagle Rare store picks lately. I mean, I've got a lot of them, and I've been really enjoying those. Oddly enough, I switched over from to Early Times Bottled and Bond for my golf bag whiskey, and then Sazerac bought it, and now I don't know what the hell the deal is going to be with that. So I'm going to have to find myself a new golf bag whiskey because I don't think that's going to be as easily available as I want it to be. And I don't know that I want to just share that with everyone like I did before, because it was an amazing $24 bottle, and now it's probably going to be hard to find. So, well, Kevin, outside of this group, that Early Times Bottle and Bond is probably one of the most underappreciated bottles out there. But this group, I mean, the bourbon junkies and everybody have really made that bottle well known, and so everybody here values that where it should be. Outside of that, for an underappreciated bottle, I actually honestly feel like Michter's regular bourbon, like just the straight bourbon, it's almost available everywhere up here, and that is a undervalued bottle. People don't buy it or talk enough about that. Yeah, Alec, you wouldn't have any idea. What golf clubs do you have? I play the M5 driver. I have a Cobra F8 3-wood. I have TaylorMade SLDR 4 and 5 utilities, and then my irons are TaylorMade blades, and my wedges are Callaways.
Edward has a good one, but Daniel, that's funny.
Klein came back. We're down to 85 here. See, I told you, Kerber.
But look at
that's my second Kerber. This is my first Kerber.
I like where Edward's coming from. Are you gonna have shirts that have undefeated or can't beat? What?
Whiskey War God, or just some merch ideas?
Yeah.
Carrie likes what you have to say, but she can't read it, so yeah. I'm not really sure she knows what you like to say.
Well, the screen was moving.
Michter's American does. I'm talking about the Michter's bourbon, just the regular bourbon.
Oh, your putter.
My putter is a Odyssey 2-ball Fang. I love the Callaway wedges too, man. I just got the they're the V grind, the basically the Phil Mickelson wedges. They're fantastic. It's a great wedge.
And he won't talk about his handicap.
My handicap's somewhere between here and here.
He hangs it in the rearview mirror every once in a while so he can park up close.
Yeah. Comedian.
I know.
I am a 3.5 for 18, Mr. Peeper. Yeah, Michter's American is good, and the bourbon. I don't know. I feel like they're never really talked about. Everybody talks about. Always 2 balls. You have 2 balls. My putter's a 2-ball putter. It's got it's got the 2 white dots behind it.
Okay.
Those are 2-ball putter.
I don't.
You're terrible. Greetings, Michael, Mrs. Klein, and whiskey friends. Yeah, getting ET Bottle and Bond is going to be tougher and tougher, man. That's for damn sure. There's no doubt about it. So I can't believe you guys are all here. This is crazy. Here, move back a little bit. So I don't know if you guys can see. I added a couple of shelves to the whiskey wall, and I added a humidor. So now expanded a little bit, add 2 shelves, and Dan's comment was, "Oh wow, now it actually feels like I'm enveloped in bourbon." I'm like, really? I at 12 feet of shelves, and now all of a sudden it's you feel that way, but before you didn't. Shook.
Dan. I'm Team Dan.
Thanks, Slade. Yeah, the basement's a fun place to hang out. That's for sure. Everything that we have is open and ready for you to come and have a sample of. So, anytime you guys are in the area, come on by. The basement is always open. What is your magic ball saying is going to happen with you?
We don't have a magic ball.
What I feel, Will, is that they're going to try to keep it lower priced ish. I have a feeling that what's going to happen is Sazerac's going to change it to $29.99 and change it to a 750 milliliter. So they're going to make the bottle smaller and they're going to make it more expensive, and that's my feeling about what they're going to do. Why? Why are you whispering? Carrie doesn't want anyone to know that she thinks we should get a Magic 8 Ball.
Yeah. We're all like old school things.
Drive time from Oregon, closer than you think. Just come on out. Wide open for you.
3 days?
Yeah, probably 2 or 3 days. Yeah.
Because I think it takes, 3 days to get to California if we drive straight through?
That was her secret. What are you talking about?
Glenn likes to tell a lot of my secrets to people.
I'm not scared to tell a secret.
Yeah.
I mean, if she was whispering and she said, don't tell.
He would still tell you, I'm just saying.
I might, but that's still different than just me saying it.
I'm the dude and he's the chick, seriously. Because I can keep the secret and he's just...
This is getting worse and worse by the minute.
Hey, why don't you go get me another drink?
You still got drink.
Not that much.
No, you're all right. I'll get you one in a second. You could use the 8 Ball for super chats in the future. That's probably a good idea. Magic 8 Ball. Should I get a $5 super chat? Not looking good.
I think that is awesome. I'm going to order it right now. Hold on.
Outlook is negative.
Oh, yeah.
Matt, you don't even know what Moxie means.
I'm sorry. That was a nervous thing.
We need an ER17 celebration port. Yeah. I thought about that, but I went with a different 17 celebration port. Geez. It's funny that actually the question that I asked Sean in the video about a good bourbon to get into from bourbon barrel-aged beer is kind of how I got into bourbon. I've been a beer drinker for a long time, and some of my buddies and I from our golf league started getting really into bourbon barrel-aged beers and buying a bunch of them and aging them ourselves and then doing tastings together and kind of going that route. Well, one day, one of my friends, Jim, he brought a bottle of Elijah Craig, the B517, I think it was. No. Yeah, 517. And tried that. And I'd always had a bottle of Blanton's. I'd always had a bottle of Elmer T. Lee, because they were easy to find and nobody ever seemed to buy them. So I used to keep those 2 bottles and regular Eagle Rare and Buffalo Trace. So those were like the 4 bourbons that I would have around. And when I got into that B517, I was like, this is amazing. This is so much better than regular bourbon that I was having. Not that any of those bourbons were bad; they were great but to step it up a notch with that barrel proof, and it was just so many different flavors, and it was fantastic. So, that's kind of what got me into buying more whiskey and finding different whiskey.
Bless you.
Pardon me. Sorry. I'm allergic to Carrie.
See, that was another girl sneeze.
Yeah. I tried not to sneeze loud. I could mute. You're a terrible human. So I got into that, and just it kind of spiraled and got out of control, like pretty much everything I do. So now I've got this big habit. I do actually own Dusty. So I'm an old man, and my friend Matthew Porter was able to acquire me a birthday bottle that was actually, bottled on my actual birth year. So I have a 1912 Jim Beam. It's fantastic. 1912. She doesn't get it. So anyway, like I was born in 1912. I'm sure Dan's like, yeah, absolutely. That's when Klein was born in 1912.
Well, they just think you're old anyway.
Yeah, I went and picked it up in the back of the buggy. Didn't have the Automotron vehicle at that point. So, but yeah, I have some good old stuff. And then I got a 1984 Austin Nichols Wild Turkey that I won in a raffle. It was fantastic. It's probably one of my favorite bottles. You collect anything besides bourbon? Ex-wives? No.
Good night, Aaron. Wait, what?
I did collect a lot of that bourbon barrel. I have a crap ton of bourbon barrel aged beer
and beer.
Yeah, a bunch of different beers.
All over.
Yeah, for sure.
We have 2 fridges full.
Yeah.
Yeah. And cabinets.
And now I'm getting into cigars really heavy, which is
we have a humidor over
probably going to be bad news.
He's going to die of lung cancer.
I'm not.
It doesn't matter.
Lungs probably die of mouth cancer, but that's okay.
Let's look at you hit your throat.
I'm going to hit your throat. 1984 is a great year. 1984 is the last year the Detroit Tigers won the World Series. So it was the only thing that we can roll with.
I watched the Tigers that year. I went to the games. I went to 2.
How could you have? How do you remember? What were you, 2 years old?
Yeah. Because we lived down there.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember.
I have not had one aged in the Pappy barrels, Nick. That would be delicious. I didn't know that they even had that out. Sounds real healthy. Yeah, I have very healthy habits. Super healthy habits.
His liver's going to quit. He's going to die of throat cancer, tongue cancer, something.
You ever see like really, really happy, jovial 90-year-olds running around on the beach? I don't. So what's the point?
Unless they're smoking something happy or smashed.
I'll show you. I'll outlive all of you.
No, I want to go first.
It was one of the first releases. I would love to get my hands on some of that. That would be amazing. It is absolutely a good ride. That's why I'm looking at it, Justin.
The big fat ginger came into the world. You're such a baby.
Pop, pop, doctor shouted America, slapped his mama. Happy to see 9-year-olds drinking whiskey and smoking cigars. Yeah, absolutely, dude. That's the way it should be. Sounds like we had a similar whiskey journey and went from pretty big beer culture. I think it's an easy transition if you are getting into. So when you're drinking stout beers, like really good stout beers, there's some great craft distilleries out there. So some really good stout beers and bourbon barrel aged stout beers. The notes and the flavors and the vanillas and the chocolates and all that you're getting out of those beers is an easy transition into some good bourbon. And so, yeah, I feel like there's a lot of people out there that have our same story, Eric. It's, very, very similar. What's going to be your first review? How about if I leave that up to you guys? You tell me what you want my first review to be. We'll go at it. What are your favorite plants to work with? What is it that you wanted to get? What was that type of tree thing you wanted to put on the side of the house? A wood something?
It's not wood.
I don't know. Yeah.
It's an oak hydrangea.
Oak. Yeah, I was way off. Wood. Oak. Oak's a type of wood.
It's a flowering plant. But where did you see that?
You gotta read up here. Somebody asked you. Let's see. Slade. Carrie clearly has a green thumb propagating plants. What are her favorites to work with?
Okay, so he doesn't know what he's talking about. Second of all, don't you have a cigar to smoke?
Enough, yeah.
Anyways, donkey tail. I love those little donkey tails. So even Alberto tail. So they are super sensitive, and the little beads fall, but you just set them in dirt and you keep them misted, and then they start sprouting, and then that's where I start growing them, and then I start putting them into my little pots, and then I just charge more for my pots, because then you get happy and clean air, which we clearly need now that he's taken up a new hobby.
Dance's ventilation's going in next week. Great idea, Danny boy.
But you can't smoke in the house, and he smokes out in his man shed. Which, don't you want a man shed? I think he needs a man shed. And then if he gets his man shed, then I could put the pool in front of his man shed.
This is
win-win.
The C19 COVID relief bottle from Mayor Pingree. Amazing. Oh, hardest cork in the game, Mayor Pingree.
Tim, I'm not moving him out.
You can.
I wouldn't miss him. But then I could just open up the back door and see him anytime I wanted.
Oh, you want me to live in a?
No, Tim said that.
Tim Evans?
Yeah.
I used to like him. Yeah, that Mayor Pingree Blue Label is amazing. So this stuff actually, this 12-year was a like a COVID relief bottle. So they Justin blended this bottle and got it out there. I'm sorry, picked this barrel, not blended the bottle, picked this barrel. And this was a 12-year 4/15/20 COVID-19 relief bottle. This is the first bottle that the actual distillery sold. I want to say it was $250 a bottle, something like that. So they sold that bottle for that, and I've seen that thing going crazy on secondary. So I was super fortunate to have this bottle gifted to me. So amazing gift, and it's all of that Pingree Blue Label is just, it's amazing. It's MGP juice, and they've got some great people over there with Ruffino and Justin that can not only pick great barrels, but they can blend like no other. It's amazing. You get your chance to get a hold of some Pingree, get it. This is 68.8%. So it's damn near hazmat. Yeah, it's amazing. Oh, it's good stuff. You want to try some? You guys, this is what we got to do. Is we got to get Carrie drinking bourbon. You guys would love the faces she makes.
I'm not a beer girl either, or a wine girl. I don't care for wine either.
Man, that is such a unique flavor profile. It's almost like burnt, like a. Oof. So different from everything else. Oh, yeah. Talk to your friends.
Thank you. You noticed. Oh, just bring the thing down. It's in the fridge. Just bring the thing down. I already took it out. I made life a little simpler.
One Kerber wants me to get the other Kerber.
See, thank you. But I made life a little easier for you. Thank you. He actually has a lot of pappies. Yeah. I don't know if he's had all the pappies, but he has a few. Caramel. No, I don't like wine. And nope, that's not sangria. No, this is the Smirnoff little seltzers. And I just put berries in it because the berries are pretty and they're delicious. So afterwards, I get to eat them. Vodka cranberry. Long story short, when I was 17, I got alcohol poisoning. I drank almost a fifth of Absolute, and I can't do Absolute anymore.
What she means by fifth is a half pint, but
no, it was the tall, and I only had this much left.
I'm just teasing.
Okay, whatever. Oh, I'm not drinking that. Whoa, that was close.
So Tim, the lights in the bar actually, this setup is one that Carrie bottle chuggas Igor's. Dan, seriously.
Dan, you know I would if I could.
The setup and the lights in the back are actually such an inexpensive way to do a home bar. It's less expensive for me because my company actually makes shelving and cabinets, so I'm able to procure shelving fairly inexpensively. But if you just get old wood and cut it to the size that you want, and then just pipe fittings from 1-inch pipe fittings from Home Depot or Lowe's, then the lighting's from Amazon, super cheap.
Did you read Daniel Kerber's?
No.
Just so you know, he does call me Kerber every day.
Yeah, well, it started out that I started calling her Care Bear because her name's Care Bear.
Everybody calls me Care Bear.
Nobody,
I don't like it.
Nobody calls her Care Bear. I do.
My grandmother's.
But then I just shortened it up, and instead of calling her Care Bear, I just went to Kerber.
Because saying care is so hard.
Way too much work. So it switched to Kerber, and then it was funny because when I was hanging out with you, Daniel, I said something about Kerber. She's like, "What? Who? Me? What?
What's old wood?
Huh?
What's old wood?
What are you talking about? Old wood?
Jacob Enriquez.
He's laughing because I said you can get yourself some old wood for shelving, and he's talking about old wood as like an old man having wood.
Is he talking about you?
Probably. That's why he's LOLing. Yes. So thanks for bringing that up and giving. You're giving people attention for no reason.
Slade's nickname is Old Wood.
Old Wood's my stage name.
Do you get splinters? Because that's what usually Old Wood has.
How do you know if your pipe fittings are made in China? I mean, if I'm buying them from the store, I guess I could read. I guess that's probably the easiest way.
The threads are stripped.
The threads go backwards.
They just keep spinning.
Oh, Urban Junkie's the loudest commercials on the planet. Oh, Menards, yeah, for sure. Klein is quoting the Reddit article on how to start a YouTube whiskey channel.
Wait, what?
Here's Klein quoting the Reddit article on how to start a YouTube whiskey channel.
There you go.
I love you, Dramhound. You're Dramhound's a freaking man.
Man.
Dramhound literally donated $6,457,555 on Matt's live stream.
Get out.
Yeah, all to St. Jude's because he's just awesome.
That is awesome.
Yeah, he loves to give away money, and St. Jude's is the best place to give it away to. So
that one is. They do a lot of great things.
Absolutely. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Dramhound's a good dude.
Yeah. That actually choked me up a little bit, and nothing chokes me. Well, he does, but we won't go there.
Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah, and guys, that's only her second. So imagine.
Mash and Drum, that's really awesome. That's awesome. Thank you.
Mash and Drum, what's really awesome?
The $6 million.
No, it's Dramhound.
Oh, Dramhound.
Yeah.
Dramhound. We raised
Jason's a good dude too, but Dram.
I'm sorry, but the dye, like, it affects my brain. Insane in the membrane.
Move the stream to the other site Sean and I use. Brazers?
What?
Huh? Care Bear, Chris and Sam would be an awesome live stream. Yeah.
We'd probably chew them up and spit them out. That would be fun.
Tim, I'm not a cocktail guy. If I'm going to have a cocktail, I'll have a smoked old fashioned. But I really, really don't do many cocktails. Most of the time, it's just.
You like your Manhattans?
No, I don't like Manhattans.
Manhattans what's
old
the
fashions.
one that you get the cherries?
Old fashions.
I eat as cherries.
The Manhattan has vermouth in it, and I don't like the vermouth. Not a fan of vermouth. I mean, if I get a Manhattan, I just want them to take the cap and just rub it around. That's as much vermouth as I want in there.
It around.
Just rub it around the rim.
He likes the rim job.
Yeah, absolutely needs the way to go.
Thank you, Dramhan. We like to entertain.
I did get a smoked old fashioned kit from Detroit, which was really cool. And I made a few.
Was that the little torch thing?
Yeah,
that was pretty cool.
I made a few smoked old fashions, but again, same as you. There's a lot of effort, so I'm like.
He does still play with the little torch. He likes to fire that puppy up.
Oh yeah.
He uses it with his cigars. He's a total not a dumbass. What is that?
Did you just say I'm a total dumbass? Like
no, what? That's from MTV.
Pyro?
Beavis and Butthead. Thank you.
That's what I was saying fire for. Why'd you call me a dumbass?
Because I meant like he's a total Beavis and Butthead. I didn't mean that. By what is it? Jackass. That too. Because you do things like that every once in a while. I just wish I had it on video.
You see what's going on here? This is insane. She's calling me a jackass. She's calling me a dumbass.
I just got it mixed up.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
I just got it.
I'm some form of an ass apparently, and she just didn't know which one.
You know, it is a donkey too.
Yeah, and you like donkey tail. You made that earlier, so I guess you're all about the donkey. Brown chicken, brown cow. This is getting so good. Yellow snow cones. Yeah, those are definitely the best. Gross.
Didn't your mother teach you don't eat yellow snow when you were little?
Is that something that you really need to be taught?
I don't know. I mean, some kids would probably think it's like lemonade, like slushy.
It seems to me that if you don't understand what yellow snow is, then you probably have a helmet and ride a special bus. I mean,
well, you know, I did watch Caddyshack, and it's not always a baby Ruth that's floating in the pool. Just saying.
Yeah, I am allergic to yellow snow. What is snow? Yeah. Come on up and visit me, Jason. I'll show you exactly what snow is. We have it like most of the year. I taught my little brother the hard way. You know,
you're cruel.
You know, one of my favorite stories that I taught my my little sister. Such a terrible thing, but up by us we have probably all around the country there's the low voltage cow fences. So if you touch the fence, it shocks you. But you know, if you're holding your little sister's hand and you decide to grab the fence, it doesn't shock you; it shocks her. So that was I used to have a lot of fun with that. When you wonder why my little sister hates me, but you know, it's things big brothers do, right? I mean, you don't make them eat yellow snow, but you teach them a little bit about electricity and how things are conducted. I have a feeling that somewhere in Dan's past that he's experienced that for a really long time.
But just so you know, he's done a lot of really mean things with his little sister when he was younger.
No, just that.
No, you also did the snake thing.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm just saying.
Yeah, she was definitely afraid of snakes, so I'd take garter snakes and I'd pinch them and make them open their mouth. I'd stick them on my hand and chase her. Like, it's getting me. Ah!
Like, I'm so afraid of snakes that when we were in Florida the last time, where were we again? Not Palm Springs, right?
Palm Coast.
Palm Coast. We went to the alligator farm because who doesn't like a good alligator? They did a little show and we were front row and they brought the snake out. He's like, "You want to touch it?" I said, "No." And I wanted to be
at a show.
I wanted to be out the door. I didn't even want to be there. I hate snakes. Like, seriously, they're evil.
Trev, man, have a good night, brother. I hope you had a great birthday. I'm so glad that you came and shared this opening night with me. It means a lot to me.
He's burnt like a lobster.
You're a great dude, so thank you so much, buddy. I want to see my anaconda. My anaconda don't want none unless you got bones, huh?
He sings that every night before bed.
I'm learning so much about myself on the stream. This is great. Carrie hears weird voices in her head. Hopefully, when we get, I've got to get a camera now because if this looks as bad to everybody as it does to me, this is the worst stream ever. I can't believe anybody's even watching this.
Is it grainy?
Yeah, it's grainy and the lighting is terrible, and it's just this computer is terrible.
It's my computer that you're using.
I know, it's awful. Who bought this for you?
You did.
Terrible.
It was a good computer at the time.
It's pretty potato quality. Yeah, very much so. That's how I feel. I think we're powering it with a potato right now. That's part of the problem.
Aw, thank you, Brandor. Or Barndor.
Apparently she really enjoys herself. She's really likes that joke, Brandor.
I'm sorry, I can't read.
A few drinks, it looks 4K now. Yeah, I hope so. I don't believe you, but yeah, happy birthday again, Trev. You're the best. Brandor. That's when you eat too much brand. Comes out the Brandor.
I answer to anything. Good man. So does he.
Z, what's up, brother? Richie Z in the house. So, the confidence to tell the store owner down the street to sell me his bottle of Rock Hill Farms for less than $300. Dude, absolutely, seriously. Especially if you've been in there multiple times and you see that bottle just sitting there, make him an offer. I mean, he's probably not going to sell it to you for $60, but if it's sitting there for 300 for a year, go in there and talk to the guy, see what you can do. A lot of times people will couple it with other bottles in the store, and if you're making, one big sale, you can add that bottle to it as well. That helps a lot. Absolutely never hurts to ask.
Worst they can say is no.
Right? Especially if you're talking about the Brandor.
Apparently, he has what plants want or crave. I just can't read.
No, what's going on with you?
I don't know.
I think we're gonna have to start keeping track of Carrie's stroke count.
My what?
Dan messes everything up, so people joke that he's having a stroke all the time, like can't read or whatever. So saying that he has a stroke count, so you're falling into the Dan mode. Stroke counts.
I gotta have my own thing. I'm a leader, not a follower. Just saying.
Yep. Klein, you might need to take that drink away from Kerber, you're the one who's like, go get that woman another drink.
No, this is me without alcohol. Alcohol has no effect.
Totally not true. Not even close to true. Oh, so funny.
Hey, Michael. Oh, Michelle.
I don't know what's going on. Hey, Michelle. Poor Carrie. This is turning into, yeah, she dude, that is the truest statement ever, whiskey guy.
See, you're doing it.
You have me baffled. Yeah, you get a couple of drinks in her and she's done ski. But
at least I'm a fun day.
Yeah, she's super fun. No, she didn't drink any bourbon. She's just drinking these weird Smirnoff things, and like a normal person could drink 15 of them. She's on 1.2.
Yeah, I think I'm allergic to alcohol. Seriously, it's real. I can't have much of it. Oh, and Ruben, my number 2 son is named. His middle name is Ruben, after my grandmother, who's Ruby.
Smirnoff, because you're wasted.
Shwing! That's what. Can you see that without the? That's what I'm drinking. Smirnoff Ice.
It's a good thing that you blocked it from the. Right, just set it up right in front of the microphone there. That was perfect. You cupped the microphone so that they could.
Oh, there you go. There.
They needed to hear it better. Right.
Did that hurt your ears?
70 in chat and 45 likes. Yeah, let's get the mashing that like button. Guys, you guys are absolutely amazing. I can't believe that. I can't believe you're here. I'm really just, I'm dumbfounded, and I appreciate you all. So, I don't know. What do you think? Think we should get going?
Mm.
You guys want us to stick around a little longer, or do you want us to shut her down? Shut her down.
Sunday night. So we dropped the kids. Like, the kids are all gone for the week. So this is like our introduction to potty week. No kids, no responsibility, just us.
Work.
Well, that too, but aside from that, we don't have anybody to feed except for us, and I can go a day without eating. I'm just saying.
Where is this going?
Because you're always getting after me because I never buy enough groceries.
That is true. Carrie's idea of buying groceries is, what do you want to eat tonight? I'm like, I don't know. What are our options? She's like, wherever you want to take me to dinner.
I cooked for so many years that I did my due time. Now it's time for me to not have to cook. Or you can just hire us a chef.
Sure, I can. With all my millions of dollars that Dan says I have that I don't.
Dan, where is this millions of dollars? That's really
Scary Peeper. No, they did not go to camp. We have Carrie's 2 youngest boys. We get them a week on and a week off. Mm-hmm. So we have 1 week that we have no kids, and we have 1 week that we have 2 boys. Mm-hmm. My kids are older. My daughter is 24, and my son is 18, and so they're out doing their own thing. And Carrie's youngest boys are 15 and 6. So
and my oldest are 23 and 24. Yeah. But Ruben, look at his son is allergic to wine, so it is true. He can be allergic to something. It's probably the tannins.
Something.
Nick
Foles was pay me in bourbon. I'll cook. Deal.
What's that horse's name? Ed? Yeah. You just made his face.
Horse's name Ed?
Mm-hmm.
Really? Like from the
50s.
The Mr. Ed show.
Mm-hmm. You just made that horse face.
You seriously said, what's that horse's name?
I said Ed.
Ed.
But you made his face. How much do you estimate your bourbon collection being worth? We don't even need to go there. He does not need your help because I should have a damn pool.
She could easily have a pool.
Yeah, he told me I can go buy my own house.
Klein's kid is older than Sean. Almost the same age as a Sean, not the Sean you're thinking of.
Yeah, we have 2 that are the same age.
Y'all are too young to have a child that age.
Well, we started when I was 8.
We didn't.
Well, we didn't. I did. Just go with it. I'm 29.
I don't know what's going on here. Sounds familiar. Pool versus whiskey. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm telling you. Could have had a deck. It's funny. I saw somebody posted something in I think it was the Bourbon Junkies page, but a guy posted like a meme.
A pool of bourbon.
And it says the wife was asking about the guy's whiskey, and she's like, How much whiskey do you drink? And he says such and such, and says, how much does a bottle cost? She's like, I don't know, $40, whatever. She goes, how long you been drinking whiskey? And he's like, I don't know, 30 years. She's like, wow, with all that time, we could have had a pool, or we could have had a airplane. You could have bought an airplane or whatever like that. And he's like, so where's your airplane? You don't drink whiskey, so where's your airplane?
So you need to find out where Joshua Absalom lives, and
Oh, you pronounce names worse than Dan. What'd you call him?
Asplund.
That's not. I don't think you said that. What do you? I work in real estate, and the pool's not worth it. Bourbon's a better investment. He's absolutely right.
But I don't care. It's what I want.
Yeah.
She has shoes. Well, so what?
She
That
does have
doesn't
shoes.
count.
Mhm.
Shoes don't count because you have to have them.
Yeah. Same with bourbon. Duh.
No, you don't. You have to have shoes.
Mhm.
You can't go into stores to buy bourbon without shoes.
Right.
Just saying.
Yeah, exactly, Nate. What am I gonna? That's what I keep telling her. You had a pool for 4 months out of the year.
I'm
There's
okay with that.
No need
I'm
to have
okay
it.
with that. I am. Because you know what? Us Michiganders, we live for our summers. So in the winter we ski. In the summers we swim. Oh, and I want one of those little sun shelves. That's like 3 inches of water and you just lay in it. Oh, and then don't forget the lazy river. Who doesn't love the lazy river? We do not swim in snow.
We could.
We ski, we skate.
Alec has a pool and bourbon, and he
Yes,
gets
I
more
do
use out of the
know
bourbon.
how much he pays for bottles because this guy will send me in to buy them.
I've done that one time.
Yeah, and she almost kept the card.
One
Seriously.
time. Oh, terrible. One time. All right. Well, we're gonna take off. Love you guys so much. Totally appreciate everybody here. The fact there's still 60 of you hanging out with me is mind numbing to me. Do me a favor and everybody join us on Friday. Matt and I hanging out on his stream. It's gonna be a really fun time, and I'm really looking forward to it. So I appreciate everything that you guys are doing, and this community is the absolute best. Love you all so much.
It's been fun. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks a bunch.
Peace.
Good night, guys. Love you all.